Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great night of D&D with Under Fractured Sky. I am your host. I am the Dungeon Master. I am the one, the only Lady D. Pronouns are she, her, hers. And without further ado, let's introduce the rest of our merry retinue. Let's start off with Salix.
Hey everybody, I'm Salix. I, he, him. I play Fringle, the gnome cleric.
Very good. And Dan, tell us about yourself.
Hi, excuse me. Hi, I'm Dan, pronouns he, him, and I play the Komodo Dragon Lizard Folk Ranger, Jack.
Very good. And Cheryl.
I am Cheryl, pronouns they, them, and I play Waywright Evenas, the half-orc bard.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. And Miyoko.
Hello, I am Miyoko, also known as Kanuta, and I am playing Eye of the Forest, Tabaxi Warlock.
Very good. And Zool, tell us about you.
Hello, I am Zool, he, him pronouns, and I play Avne de Beauvau, the Cockatiel Kenku Paladin.
Very good. And last but certainly not least, as I always say, Mega.
Hello, my name is Mega, he, him, his, and I play the character Nova Ambrele, the bright fire genasi wizard.
Very good. All right. When last we left our heroes, they were recently transported to the town of Knack. They were accompanied there by Carduin, the sheriff of the town of Baythery, as well as Carduin's deputy, Deadeye Dundweller, the blind gnome who apparently still is aware of everything, as well as a friar from the Order of All Faiths friars. So they make their way to Knack, and they arrive in the dead of night, and they're escorted to a used bookstore called Twice Sold Tales. The bookstore is very small, the ceiling is very low, but they are ushered into the back of the bookstore, and behind a secret wall, there exists a massive octagonal chamber that's lined floor to ceiling with books, about 20 feet high, and there's a skylight at the very top of it. This does not appear to be part of the actual building that it's inside, but it's still very lovely nonetheless. So everybody finds themselves in the company of the keeper of this bookstore and of this safe house. Um, a tabaxi who is simply known as Knack. Very trigger happy, loves their cigars, and always carries a crossbow with them. So it's been about a day and a half since you've arrived here. You've each had a chance to sleep a couple of times, and what I'm going to do is just kind of call on people randomly, um, just to get some interactions with these people. Figure out what the individuals are doing. And let's see here. I'm going to determine this with the roll of the die.
Can I ask? Can I ask two questions before we get started with that?
Of course.
Uh, First question. I never got a definitive answer on it. Did Forrest get arrested for defacing a temple of Samusora?
No.
I'm assuming she did not because we're still here. Okay.
Yeah.
Did Forrest have any dreams?
Let me see. Mostly about being caught in this strange ethereal blue land that's all rocks. It doesn't even appear to be part of this world. And up in the sky, where one would assume would be a sun, is instead a writhing mass of just black ooze in the shape of a sphere. Just tentacles and like arms and whatnots coming off of it. And that's all.
All right then. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. All right, so with that, let's say, Jacques, what are you doing in this new place?
Uh, looking for something to do. He's not a book person, so he'd be trying to find out if he can leave to go hunting. He would try to go find Mac and see if he can like get out of the bookstore if at all possible.
So Mac is attending to the counter behind their, in their normal bookstore, just reading a small book. You can't really quite see what's on the cover because it's just a plain cover.
Just kind of walk over to the counter. It's like, Mr. Mac,
I'm not a mister. I've told you this.
Miss, like it's short for Mon. I suppose the others would say Monsieur. I prefer to shorten it down. So Monsieur, so Mr. Yeah, sorry. So Mr. Mac.
Again, no
Yeah.
mister.
No,
You're
so,
going the right way for a smack bottom.
all right. I'm sorry. It's I'm not. I'm not what would you call a social individual.
Ah, clearly.
Speaking of which, would I be able to leave the bookstore and perhaps go for a hunt?
Mac puts down their book, adjusts their spectacles, tips their hat a bit. No.
And why not?
Because I said so. That's the main reason. Second reason, you got a bunch of people out there looking for you. Bunch of bad people. We don't know what to do with those bad people yet, so here you stay until we get the word otherwise.
Well, so far it seems that every time a bad person shows up, they have a tendency to die. So I mean, I have a dagger. I got this. I don't use any motions to the boomerang. It doesn't say anything about it. And it goes. Then I also have got a bow with 9 arrows, so I could kill 9 more people at least from range before they could see me.
Presumably, of course, you kill them in one shot and you can get them on every single shot, right?
Presuming I can hit upwards to 500 feet.
They're just casually reading their book. Now they're actively ignoring you.
I don't know why I'd bother to ask for permission.
I don't know
Well, I'm
either,
going
but
for a
here you
hunt.
are.
Well, I'm going for a hunt, and he's gonna go straight for the door.
The door does not move.
Is it locked?
It doesn't appear to be a door that has a lock. That's the weird thing.
Can I go try to open a window?
The windows are not openable. That one's not magical. They're just not constructed to be able to be opened.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say.
I told you here you're going to stay until we get the word is clear.
Look, we've got the. I can't keep staying in this building surrounded by books I'm not going to read. And I need to do something. I need to go hunt. I cannot stay here.
I could knock you out for a few hours.
I'd like to see you try.
With that, they put their book down, and they take off their spectacles, they take off their hat, and they leave their crossbow behind and approach you. Big shit-eating grin on their face. I think unless it's customary to give you the first shot.
He doesn't say anything. He just goes for the first shot. He's gonna punch Mac in the face.
Roll d20.
Roll straight d20. Okay. 17.
What you find is Mac just grabs your fist and just casually pushes you back. Just a couple feet. Now, do you want to hear my turn? Or you want to go back to your room like a good little boy?
You know, it's just because I'm curious to see what you can do. Go ahead. Take your shot.
Natural 20.
Fuck. All right, what gets what happens?
Let's see here, and gotta pull up their character sheet because I didn't prepare it for combat today. But here we are. That's not the right one.
Oh, looks like Usna rubbed off Shaq a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. You dumb crazy. I guess where you're the next tallest, I guess that you gotta like be dominant and stupid.
Yeah, a hunter cooped up in a bookstore for a couple of days. It's not good for him.
Okay, so we have shit. Why did I take my dice away after I rolled the damage? God damn it! I'm gonna have to re-roll the damage dives. I apologize.
That's all right. Please be a 1.
I'm just waiting
12
for the magical
damage.
Word. Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I mean,
One punch right to the jaw.
one punch. He takes it like his head count gets knocked back, but then he kind of like just rubs his jaw and looks back with a little grin. It seems you can fight. I mean, there's not just a crossbow.
Do you want to try some more?
Can I roll is it a wisdom to see if he's gonna do a dumb or not?
You are completely
Thinking-
up to your own devices. If you'd like to use that, then yes, go ahead.
All right. See if he's wise enough to. So, 1 to 10, he does a dumb. That's a dumb.
It's not a natural dumb, is it?
No, it's even with the modifier, it's a 5. So he thinks it's like, he's thinking back to when was the last time someone just punched him and did that sort of damage to him, and he thinks back to home, and he thinks of his clan and one of the fights he gets into, and he just gets sort of filled with I don't want to say nostalgia. It's not not that long ago, but it was just sort of joy, and he gets a little too into it, and before he knows it, he takes another swing.
Roll with disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage. Wow, that's a 6.
Yep. So, whose mic is that? Anyway, yeah, that doesn't obviously that doesn't connect. He dodges, they dodge, and just grin at you.
Oh, got a bit spry.
And before you can even get the word out of your mouth, does a 19 hit.
Yep.
That is 7 damage. With a sock to the solar plexus.
A gasp of air as he almost couples over. And he's kind of like panting a little bit. but he regains his composure, catches
Second
his breath.
attack, natural 20.
Shit.
12 damage.
Wow.
Before you can even like get to it, you are just socked again, this time in the throat.
Ouchies. He goes down to one knee, clasping his throat and trying to catch air.
And that's not even me putting my full effort into it.
I'm sorry, I'm enjoying this a little too much.
Clearly.
Yeah. Jack, after catching his breath, gets up to his feet, coughs a little bit to try to like clear his throat, and gives a little smirk. It's like, in a way, you make me think of home. If you were about, how tall is Mac? About?
Mac is like 5'3".
All right. If you were about 2 feet taller, you remind me about someone special. But you're a little on the short side. Still, you hit good.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, I suppose I have to wait for the hunting.
Yeah, I suppose you should. Maybe rest that off a little bit.
Maybe I will. And he's gonna try to give a gentle pat on the shoulder, like a friendly pat on the shoulder.
Okay. They allow
And
this.
All right. And then Jack is gonna go to bed.
All right. Okay, so that's Jack's merry little scene. It went in a completely different direction than I expected it. So now let's see. Ba, 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 ba. Let us now go to Nova.
Yeah, so like as has been mentioned like in the previous episode, this is the first time that Nova has been in any library. I guess apart from like the small home library.
Mhm.
So he actually also like probably at a separate time would ask Mac if he like excuse me could I look around your library?
I suppose that's all right.
Oh, it's uh, do you organize your library in a certain way or?
It's organized in a certain way, but not exactly one that I can really relate to others, you know? Kind of my own personal system.
Hmm. Okay, I will consider it a challenge.
All right, then. That's the best challenge I've heard today.
Yeah, so then Nova, Nova goes about like exploring the library, trying to get like a feel for like where everything is, at least as far as like, how it's organized. I don't know if I should try to like roll for that or.
Yeah, I was about to say, roll a investigation.
Yoki doke. That is exactly the wrong tab.
While you're getting that up.
Yeah, that's a 19.
19. Okay. So it definitely does not make a whole lot of logical sense, but you do kind of see like how things of like a similar theme are often put together. Or like there's something that chains like one topic to another. just judging by what book is next to it. Um, if for a modern equivalent, I would call this wiki binging for books. So you can see the method, but you're not exact. It's does not make a whole lot of logical sense. It's like some like there's like manuals for different equipment next to this, that, and the other thing.
It's like, okay, so then Nova is going to see if, like, based on this, because like he would like to spend his time, like, reading up on honestly, he would like to see, like, like, read up on more contemporary history, because I imagine that his previous library didn't have a whole lot of that going on for him.
Okay. All right. Is there any particular subject that you're looking at, or just in general?
Um, honestly, he would probably want to try to read up on uh why am I suddenly forgetting the name of the city that we're all going to? Aversol?
Averhold,
Or
yes.
over Haverhold, yes. He's going to read up on Averhold, since eventually they're going to go over there. Like maybe even read up on, like, the magical like the magical goings on in that city.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sure. Roll me an investigation again to see what kind of books you find.
Come on. That's a 9.
You find the big book of Averhold, which was published about 20 years ago, talking about like all the big walls around the great old city and how tall the high spire is and how you can see from the very top of the high spire in the center of the old city, you can see out for miles, and it's kind of a kid's book.
It's a okay. Is it a particularly thick book?
No, it's not. It's like it's moderately thick, I guess. It's like 100 pages, so it's more like a travel guide than anything.
Okay. Well, it's like, then he'll at least dedicate a little time to reading that during, like, you just, like, again, sort of like, getting a feel for the city.
Okay.
Would you have time to look at anything else, or would that be in the same time span as everything else going on?
That would be in the same time span as everything else going on. In fact, you actually kind of hear a little bit of thumping and thudding out in the main bookstore.
Huh. I wonder what's going on.
All right, and let's talk to. Let's see what Fringle's up to.
Fringle would go look for Mac
Okay.
to ask some stuff.
All right, so you pass by Jacques, who is holding his side and rubbing his jaw, on your way out to the bookstore where Mac is. Mac is just getting back behind the counter and putting on their bowler hat um, and their glasses to resume their reading as you enter from the secret chamber.
Hello.
Oh, don't tell me you want some too.
What, somewhat?
Nothing. What can I do you for?
I was wondering if either you could secure some equipment for me, or if you could tell me where I could get it.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for exactly.
I have a list. One second, let me look.
All right.
And Fringle's gonna shuffle around a bit in his stuff looking for his list. Yes. I was wondering if you could get me some calligrapher's supplies, some tinker tools, a chain shirt, and a disguise kit. I would happily reimburse you for it and perhaps give you some extra for securing the items for me.
Hmm. I got most of those things in the back. I'll after business closing, I'll take a look at them for you and see what I do have, and then after that, see what else we can do you for.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Right. And then Pringle would walk off.
Okay, great. All right, so let's visit Weira. What's Weira up to?
I haven't decided on Wayra yet, but Cheryl is closing her window because there's thunder.
Oh boy.
Huh? That is some bright lightning. Okay. Wayra comes out into the bookshop, and she's got her loot with her.
You damn near plow over Fringle on the way, but you've been stepping around him enough that you're kind of used to it.
Just sort of steps over his head. Her legs are long enough, she can do that.
Sure.
Goes up to Mac and goes, any chance I could have you find me some, gotten kind of blood splattered.
You cut out for a moment there. Find some what?
Wood conditioning oil. Blood splattered.
Oh, well, I can certainly look after the shop closes, but yeah, nothing. I'm not sure I have anything like that here.
Yeah, I don't either. I wasn't really expecting to happen that did. My from
You are cutting out
anything
wicked,
like
hon.
this. That is probably the thunderstorm coming in.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, she's like, but, usually I try to keep my instruments far away from this sort of thing because, bad for them to get wet,
Hey,
especially if it's blood because it stains.
hey. I mean, I got some linseed oil. I don't know if that'll help you.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you can find that in the kitchen in the back. Top right hand cupboard. I'm sure you're tall enough to reach it. And it's probably in behind a bunch of other different oils. Like I got olive oil, lots of olive oil, and safflower seed oil. Lots of oils back there. I didn't even really thinking of those oils as anything but food.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
She's gonna go back and find linseed oil and a rag and start cleaning her poor blood splattered loot.
And on your way out of the bookstore, they yell to you and tell everybody to stop coming out here. It's supposed to be a secret chamber for a reason.
Will do. And he goes, Mac's kind of grumpy. Apparently we're supposed to stay in here and be bored out of our minds.
You say as Nova's enthusiastically just thumbing through piles of books.
Just look at all these.
Speaking of which, hey Forrest, what you up to?
Well, hello there. You said that there was a skylight in the bookstore or the secret chamber?
In the secret chamber. The bookstore is basically like a basement bookstore. It's kind of shitty.
Forrest is spending an inordinate amount of time staring up at the skylight.
Blue skies. Very nice.
Forrest looks around to see who would be the closest person.
That would probably be Nova.
Nova,
Oh, yes?
we are underground, are we not?
Hmm. Would I be able to make a determination on that?
Uh, I'm going to say you've already kind of determined that the interior of this building does not accurately reflect the exterior. But whether or not you're underground, you have no idea.
Hmm. We could be underground, or we could be in some sort of magical space. I've read about this sort of thing before.
Well, there is one way to find out. Forrest is going to wave a hand over her eyes, and as soon as she waves her hand over her eyes are just immediately glowing blue as she uses Eldritch Sight.
You're practically blinded. This
You
whole
just
place just
see-
lights up like it's on fire for you.
You just see her eyes go wide, just super like Puss in Boots wide, and then she just clamps them shut. She goes, "Probably not underground.
Oh, what did you see?
This place might as well be on fire with as much light as there is coming from all the magic."
Then we might be in a magical space.
Very, very likely we are. And she's going to dismiss the Eldritch Sight and reopen her eyes.
Everything looks kind of spotty, but your vision's returned to normal.
Excuse me. I think she would probably just spend the rest of the time looking up out of the skylight and staying far away from the owner of the bookstore.
Probably for the best. And since
Not for any of those reasons.
it's probably for the best regardless. So I'm just going to put the picture of Mac up on the screen just so.
That's Mac.
Yeah, that's Mac.
Nice.
Yeah, I forget that you weren't here last week. So, yeah, this is Mac the Tabaxi.
Mac is awesome.
Mac is very awesome. I've been waiting to introduce them since like the campaign started, since before the campaign started.
I was wondering when you were going to.
Isn't he like our mascot?
Yep.
They are kind of like the face of the Twitter right now because I haven't bothered to put anything else up on there. Anyway, going back in game. What?
I'm pretty sure our actual mascot's Rathbone.
Sure, why not?
That's good too.
I just don't have a color picture of Rathbone to put up. Okay, so now let's see what Zul's up to. Let's see what Avne's up to, rather.
Oh, hello, hi. What would Avne be up to right now? Well, I'd say after they've had probably a fill of reading, since they're stuck in the place, they would probably just meditate and do breathing exercises and all that.
Okay.
And just listening to everybody's conversation.
Well, you heard a lot going on for sure. Conspicuously absent, though, from all these, none of you have heard a peep from Holly since arriving here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Holly's been locked up in her room the whole time.
Can't believe she's grounded.
Well, technically you're all grounded, but you're grounded to this general area, but Holly hasn't really left her room, because you all have your own individual rooms. There's like a just a hallway with like 9 or 10 rooms attached to it, and you each have your own individual room, and there's a bunch that sit empty because there's not that many people left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so time passes. Fringle, Mac comes through the back door into the secret chamber, into the grand library, and pulls on a single book on a shelf, um, and out pops a drawer from that shelf. And Mac pulls out a bunch of the items that you were looking for. Everything but the chain shirt, and I forget what some of the other items were, but there's-
It was a chain shirt, disguise kit, tinker's tools, and calligrapher's supplies.
okay, there's no tinker tools or the chain shirt, but they have like some calligrapher's supplies and the other thing that you just said. And then they put the drawer back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm working on the chain shirt for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Does Nova notice this?
Yes.
Okay. Like I'll let Fringle finish first.
Here, and he is going to hand them. 1 second. 50 gold.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And they smile at you like you probably didn't need to give them gold, but they're enough of a cheapskate that they're going to take it anyway.
Right. That's about it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Mega, you had something you wanted to say or do?
Let's oh, where did those come from?
Oh, they came from that drawer.
Oh, is there a brazier in there?
The brazier? Yeah.
Brazier.
Wow, I fucked that word up. That like made my tongue feel weird. I'm not accustomed to that. Afraid not. Be about one of the only things I don't have in here.
Oh, do you know
aside
if
from
there are
chain
any?
shirts.
Do you know if there are any magical stores around here?
Hey, there
There's a
are.
spell I've been wanting to cast, but I lack the materials.
There are, but let's wait till you get the all clear first, and I'll tell you where the store is, eh?
Oh no, I completely understand. I was in hiding for almost my entire life. I know the drill.
Hey, okay. And then they just kind of wander off to the kitchen.
Oh.
This entire time, Forrest has been on the exact opposite side of the facility, no matter what direction they walk in.
Just like casually, well, not casually, just like
Not at all casually. Very obvious. Just they move, Forrest moves.
Mac turns their head towards you. Almost slow and robotic, like.
There is a look on Forrest's face, and I as the player do not know whether it would be fear or curiosity or both?
It's Furiosity.
Furiosity.
Not to be confused with Furiosity. Furiosity.
And also not to be confused with furiosity as well.
I mean, they're both tabaxi. Who knows? But
But yeah, she's on the opposite side of the facility.
Matt grins at you knowingly and then continues onward towards the kitchen. Is somebody checking on the halfling? She hasn't been out like for about a day.
Is that door on the same side of the facility as Mac?
Yes.
Forrest does not move.
I can go check on her.
I can do it as well.
If Jack's room is next to hers, he's just gonna like hit the wall. Like I have nothing to hit, but you know what I mean. He's gonna hit the wall, and then just wait for a response.
Incidentally, your room is not near hers. It's
well-
across the hall from it.
Well, he probably doesn't know that in his current state.
Let's just
He probably
imagine.
doesn't care near.
I just imagine Shaq like on the bed and just fucking kicks the wall.
Bridget!
By the way, Shaq, this whole time you can totally take a short rest.
All right.
Just a Family Guy falling pose.
Yelling like Ozzy, Sharon!
Bridget!
No, Holly. He'd be yelling Holly because Bridget's the
Ole.
player.
Ollie!
This doesn't even sound like a name. It sounds like a noise. Anyway,
How about mine? Could I go check on her?
sure.
Okay. They'll just get up and go to the door. And just
No
Ollie?
answer. You hear a mumbled "go away," but that's it.
Holly, are you alright?
No response.
This is not. Just knock one more time.
She mumbles again, "go away."
This isn't like her.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry, Holly. And you're gonna try to open the door.
Doesn't move. Doesn't even rattle. And you being fairly strong, that's unusual.
Could I make some kind of like check to make sure if it's blocked by any magical means, or
Do you have detect magic or anything like that?
I do not.
Then no.
Darn. All right.
Although, like, I will say, if you just because Forrest did Eldritch Sight, anybody who does detect magic is likely going to face the same thing, just blinding light.
I guess is everybody else in like a meeting place or something?
They're all scattered about the library and the bunkhouse, and I'm just gonna call it the bunkhouse. It's a much nicer thing than a bunkhouse. It's like everybody's got their own nice little suites. It's great. But anyway,
Yeah. So I guess they'll go into the library and try to find somebody.
well, you see Forrest up against the opposite wall. You see Nova still looking furiously through books. You see, well, Jack is in his room, so there's that. Weira, what's Weira up to? Where's she at?
Weira is kind of watching all of this go on while she's cleaning her loot, just watching her.
Would she be in the library?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, you see Weira there too.
Sort
Cool.
of chilling out, cleaning her loot, kind of watching everything going on.
Everybody but Shaq is in the library.
Got it.
And Holly, but yeah.
Okay. How am I gonna say this? All of you,
Hmm.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
could you follow me, please?
Sure.
Sure. Waver sets her loot down and gets up.
Forrest
they'll not.
follows.
Nova puts a small bookmark in the place he was in.
They'll nod and go to Holly's room.
Before you can continue down the hallway, Mac is instantly in front of you.
Hello.
When I asked if anybody checked up on her, that was before she said leave her alone. She's dealing with a lot right now, I feel.
Aren't we all?
I suppose that's true, but I mean, everybody lost something, but I don't think she's had to lose anybody before. If you catch my drift.
Yes, I do. But telling me to quote unquote, or actually, I will actually mimic her voice because I have mimicry, and it's telling to go away, and then stop it. That is not like her.
Well, all I really wanted to see if there's anybody talked to her since, but if she's not receptive to talking, there's nothing we can do.
Yes, but there could be something wrong.
My mother always told me to respect a woman's wishes.
Yes, and I agree with your mother's wishes, but the door does not want to budge.
Oh, that's normal. Yeah, everybody's door does that if it's locked.
Looks at Jacques' door.
It's unlocked. He did not bother to lock it, and it's open. He didn't even bother to close it either. He's just laying in the bed.
Unless you're some thick-skulled lizard.
By the way, while everyone's talking, I'm just gonna roll hit dice real quick.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And as everybody looks around, you will note that Forrest is no longer in the marching order. As you continue looking around, she's already climbed up the wall.
Oh. Oh.
What are you doing up there?
Ah, don't mind me. She's slowly making her way sideways across the wall away from Matt.
Do you need help getting down?
No, I have this.
Somebody call the fire brigade.
I'm gonna need Superman here, okay?
Firefighter Nova is on the job.
Jack walks out of his room with bow in hand and just looks into the hall, like in the main room, and sees Forrest and tempted to grab an arrow.
Let's not be doing that. That's
How
not
far-
doing that.
How far away is he from me?
It's about 50 feet.
Okay, all right. I do nothing.
I was gonna like poetically get him to stop without even knowing that he's doing anything. Jacques,
What?
could you be a test subject for me?
It depends. Can I shoot you in the ass with a bow? With an arrow?
With the bow.
Oh, Duck.
No.
I think this one's got enough tail feathers as it is.
Excuse me?
You're surprised you didn't lose any when you ran into the fire.
I was trying to protect all of you.
And
There
doing a
was-
very good job of it,
Thank
given
you.
the circumstances.
Thank you, Fringo.
Right.
I'm already on fire, so
If you're going to test the door locking thing, we can use my room.
That'd be wonderful, thank you.
Forrest is now climbing down the wall to her room.
Yeah, Fringle's gonna go in his room and lock the door.
Cool, and I will try to open it.
Doesn't budge. It is like leaning against a brick wall,
Is it just like with Holly's door?
exactly like with Holly's door.
Is there anything happening on Fringle's side of the door?
Well, no. Like you can kind of hear. You can hear Avne struggling against the door, the armor clanking against the door, but the door is not budging.
Does it seem like the door is magically held in place, or is it just locked?
Who knows?
Would Fringle have seen Forrest cast whatever makes her eyes glow in the dark and detect magic?
You've seen it multiple times. I can tell you that much.
But do you mean this most recent time? Would you have been there
Yes.
for that? I would say yes.
Okay, then he's not going to cast detect magic.
Yeah, you're gonna get your ass blown to the back wall if you do.
Yeah, he is going.
beautiful.
He is going to wait while Avne is messing with the door to open it while Avne is messing with it.
Okay, Avne, roll a dexterity save.
Oh no. Okay. if I get whacked in the face, I swear to God.
All he's doing is opening the door while you're shouldering into it. That's all.
I know, but still. Yeah, it's a 10 on the dex save.
Now I would like to have Fringle roll a dex save.
Okay.
What are you doing to us?
Only what we
12.
do to ourselves.
All right. Well, you're able to get out of the way as a pile of burden armor starts falling towards you, like as you open the door on them.
Do I actually fall?
You would have started to fall, but I'm sure you would have caught yourself by this point.
Oh,
Like
Oh, absolutely.
taken to a
I
knee or
think-
something.
I think the door works.
Yes, but it has to be willing from the inside.
Okay then.
Well,
While all of this has been going on, Waver went back and got her loot, and went and sat next to Holly's door and is just playing softly. It's like a really soothing.
There's
Not
no
saying anything, just playing.
Okay. Yeah, and she's not saying anything either, but you get the sense that it's not unwelcome, or else she would have told you to leave.
Is there still blood on her loot?
Most of it's gone.
It's like Nova kind of like, oh, do you want me to help you with that? And then he points at the blood.
Sure.
Yeah, he prestidigitations away the rest of the blood.
Yes, I knew what that trick.
That was easy.
Let me know if you need help again. I'm very good at this.
Humble brag.
It was a chore back when I was living with my mother.
Or just nods and says thanks.
Did you often clean blood off things?
Well, sometimes I had to clean off blood off of things, but nothing from people. Mostly just animals that we catch.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, we had a garden, but sometimes we also cut things out in the forest.
You
Forrest
don't seem like
sneezes.
You don't seem like a hunting type.
Oh, well, you see, when my mother started training me, she was very thorough.
1,000-yard stare.
Thorough how? How was she thorough? How did you hunt exactly? He's a little intrigued to know that Nova hunted and caught animals.
Oh, she taught me how to make traps. It's and typical rope things, or sometimes like one of those uh it's like sometimes a wooden trap. I never got to learn how to make one with metal, but yeah. So there was a time where she left me out in the forest for a few days.
Yeah, but my mama did that kind of too. But when you can hit a rabbit's eye from about 500 feet,
Well, the thing is that I did not want to, because any shows the produced flame again. It's like I can do this, but I did not want to completely burn the thing I was going to eat.
well, it's a thing that I don't. You say you hunt, but you gotta use traps, and I'm assuming you also use magic too. So instead of using a weapon like a bow, boomerang, even with bare hands, you sit down the trap and you wait.
Hmm. She. I never really learned how to use. Actually, I'm trying to remember if I'm trying to actually remember proficiencies for a wizard. So I learned how to use a very simple crossbow, but my mother did not really. I only got to use that a few times because, well, I wasn't allowed to be in the forest for too long, but as in hiding. Uh, but I always felt like she was watching me. Always.
Well, when
1,000-yard
don't you?
stare.
Yeah, when don't your mamas go watch you when you're out hunting? And a mama would come out watch me hunting. At least you'd say she would. Then I would just think of I would think of sometimes I might see a log and was that my mama there? Oh, it could be her as a crocodile. You never know.
What do you see that? No, that was different training. That was different training. Sometimes my mother would attack me in the middle of the forest.
Oh,
Ow.
Mother's punches
Ah.
hurt me very hard.
Ow!
Alright
okay,
then.
so I think
Uh-huh.
Having a mother sounds terrifying.
uh how big was the main room, the back room again? Like how wide?
It's like a 50 by 50 octagonal room.
Okay, I'm just trying to think. I don't know the size of what like a giant crocodile is.
Oh,
Uh,
are you talking
would
like
it,
saltwater croc, or like that would probably be like
the
20
type?
plus feet long?
Oh yeah, like the type a druid could turn into.
Yeah, I would say that one would be like 20 to 25 feet long.
All right, if he's gonna like, you think your mom was bad? Well, from the stories my papa told me that whenever she got mad, she turned into a giant crocodile, and it could fit about two of them in the main room here. Now imagine
She could
that.
turn into a crocodile?
Well, she was of the magic persuasion, and my papa was the hunting sort. Taught me how to use a bow. My mama was the magic sort. How I know how to use a bow. Not a bow. Well, she did teach me a little bit, but she was the one that taught me about the magics, and she was one of the types that could turn into wild animals. So, although I only saw a little bit of it, well, you can probably imagine a giant crocodile, maybe 20 foot long, angry, yelling at you, but you can't understand because she's a fucking crocodile. I never got to hit that myself, but my papa did, and he always resented getting her angry like that.
Yes, mothers are very fierce.
So I see.
Avney is just petrified.
Yeah.
Waver's just, nodding in the corner.
My
Yeah,
own
yeah. Waver is just nodding in the corner. Yes.
normal.
I mean, Waver's mom is taller than she is, and is a full orc.
Oh my.
Brutality's a way of life.
See, my mother never acted like that, so
Oh, is that not normal?
I mean,
well, I'm a noble, so they don't really get physical or yell at you a lot unless you dishonor the family or something like that.
that's when Mac peeks around the corner of the kitchen with a chicken leg in their mouth. I'm a noble too. You don't hear it. Shit. The words I fucked up. I
Go back to
Scottish
the
is
corner and come
fun.
back out.
Scottish is
Perhaps you
fun.
shouldn't.
Scottish is especially fun when you're trying to talk really quickly.
I grew up in a normal house, noble house. Fuck.
You
Again,
shouldn't try
A-
to
a
speak
normal
with
noble
chicken
house.
leg in your mouth.
tell me what to do. Wow, I'm fucking this accent left and right, so I'm just gonna give up on it.
No, please keep going.
No, because I'm shifting into 5 other accents at
Well,
once.
that's happening to me tonight. I'm catching myself switching into Scottish, and then I switched into Texan a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but I wasn't gonna fault you.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to stay on Cajun. It's a little difficult tonight for some
All right.
reason.
Anyway, so basically, Mac just chimes in. They say that they're from a noble house, and theirs was plenty violent, and that sounds pretty similar to everybody else's.
I fear for the lot of you.
But don't worry, I'm stronger now.
Oh, don't worry. Well, there was someone else who was although my mama could be scared going to my dad's. It was someone else in the back home who was bigger and stronger. And he kind of drifts off with a big smile on his face. He's thinking about a special someone from home.
Aw. I just find it all peculiar since. Then take a deep breath, just since I never had a mother.
Well, yeah.
Well, I never had a father, so.
I had 2 fathers.
2?
Yes, 2.
He's just eyes sparkling. He just has no idea what that's like.
That's twice as many as I didn't have.
That's twice as
2
many as I
times 0
don't have.
is.
What? Oh, my dear sweet lord, this has descended.
What have we done?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. So Forrest, what's your status now? Are you still clinging to the wall?
Everybody just hears the door slam shut and lock loudly.
I get the feeling she's scared of me. Just eats. They have a entire fucking turkey on a platter that they're just eating.
I'm feeling she's scared of me, bore noises.
the feeling. Just a hunch.
I love you, D.
I couldn't imagine why.
Perhaps it has something to do with being part cat.
I doubt that.
Part cat.
Part cat.
I'm
But
all cat.
well,
Thank you very
humanoid.
much.
Or humanoid cat or whatever it is.
Whatever they are. I mean, I don't know. I'm a cat. That ain't. Um.
Not sure. Just,
Those
mhm.
fucking noises.
Jack is gonna wander over to the kitchen. Like he can't stand hearing those noises and not being able to eat.
Okay. Okay. One thing that you notice that this place has an ice box, which is not very common.
Huh. Well, let's take a look. And he's gonna open up the icebox and take a look in.
So this ice box is apparently deeper than it actually seems, and you actually see, you actually see like several roasts of several different kinds. You see like a beef roast on a platter. You see some roasted chickens, like 3 of them on a platter. They're all on platters. There's also a platter of sandwiches. This is crazy. There's so much food that's already prepared, and it's all on platters, pristine as can be, deep in this what looks like a small ice box, but it's actually about the size of like a walk-in closet inside.
Huh. He's gonna close the icebox and look around for like just ingredients.
Roll investigation.
Oh boy. Are you investigation? They were. That's a nat 1.
Oh no.
You don't find any.
Well,
Find
so much
pepper
for
and it's freezing your face.
yeah. Well, so much for
Like,
me.
bad
food.
Exactly.
I debated on doing that, Zilla, but anyway.
Well, he's kind of bummed out that he can't make his own food, but he's gonna grab something from the icebox. He's just gonna grab like a random thing.
You got 3 chickens on a platter.
He just starts eating one of the chickens.
Oh, you found your way to the icebox.
Well, I would have preferred to have made my own, but I'll take what I can get.
Avne cringes at the sloppy eating.
How far away is Shaq's plate of chicken from my door?
Very far, because it's like pretty much right next to right next to Mac and their plate of turkey.
At a guess, how many feet would that be?
About 60.
Okay. I have just this image of these two just loudly chewing, and Forest's door just opens up long enough for a purple bolt to come out and just smash into Shaq's plate of chicken, and the door just slams shut again.
No, my chicken.
I'm not actually gonna do that though.
Then no, my chicken, and he wraps his arms around it when he sees Forrest come out. No, mine.
Oh no, she's not opening the door. Like none of that has happened. I just have that image in my head of just stop it. And then the door just shuts again.
Do the two of you have no table manners?
What are table manners?
What are tables?
I got plenty of table manners. I just don't mind them.
I believe your question has. I believe your question has been answered, Sir Fringle.
This is the worst ASMR
Clearly.
ever.
Really?
But there are no ASMRs here.
Oh.
That you're aware
Oh.
of.
Oh.
Synchronized. Ooh.
Anyway, moving onward and upward. Anybody else got any japery that they want to do today?
I mean, unless other people got something planned.
Jack would take the other 2 chickens once he's finished with the first and take it into his room.
All right, just make sure you do your dishes when you're done.
Not going to share. Okay.
That's more. Wouldn't it be weird for you to be eating another bird?
No one never said I was going to eat that.
Ah, well, there's plenty of other choices anyway. Check out the ice books. Take what you want.
Sarah's on her way over and she's gonna get the sandwiches.
Now that thinking about it, just they're eating my people.
Where you have a platter of finger sandwiches of varying varieties. You have cucumber sandwiches. You have egg salad sandwiches, chicken salad sandwiches, tuna salad sandwiches. Just kind of various little finger sandwiches like that.
She's eating them very daintily.
May I have some with us?
Someone's dad taught her table manners.
Salix, you were saying something?
Yeah, Fringle's gonna go up to Waira and ask her if he can have some. Hello?
Oh, did we lose Cheryl?
Oh, my mic is doing weird things. Hold on. Alright, what did you say? Because I got everyone cut out for a bit.
Fringle was gonna go up to Waira and ask her if he could have some sandwiches.
Yeah, she lowers the platter down so that he can reach.
Thank you.
And he's just gonna grab a few egg salad sandwiches.
They're very nice. They got chives in them and paprika.
Ooh.
And a little bit of Soylent Green.
Tasty.
Perhaps. Anyway. Well, today was kind of a... I think that's a good place to end everything, is everybody eating things.
I was gonna do like one more feels
Okay, go ahead.
thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, so after Avni gets like a bit of food to eat, they'll just go back to their room and just sit down on the bed, and all that talk about their two fathers got them thinking again. So they just reach into their handy haversack that they have and just pulls out a lute and starts playing.
Oh.
And the
Lay
cat's
right
in
here.
the cradle and the silver spoon.
No!
Well, no, it wouldn't be that one because that's not a happy dad song.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Group is some musical.
What would something their dad would play?
I don't know. Father and Son by Cat Stevens. I don't know.
Sure, alright. That.
Sure, that. For those
That.
of you who don't know, that's the song at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Yeah. Gut wrenching.
Feels.
Yeah.
All the feels.
So many
Can I roll
feels.
just a performance for flavor?
Sure.
And it'll be with advantage because of my ability.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
You're a little bit out of practice, but it's decent
And emotional.
and
It's
emotional.
fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Man, that's it.
Oh, did we lose you?
Did you?
I think we did.
No.
But I just heard a bunch of hissing and beeping.
Oh. Can you hear me now, though?
Yeah. I don't know if there was anything at the end of that or not.
No, that was just me just saying that was it.
Okay. All right, and with that, we'll end our session. And yeah, this week was kind of a bit of a throwaway week. Not throwaway, but it's incredibly hot right now. I am sweating like crazy. And one of our members is sick, and everybody was still pressing me to, like, try to do something with her. And I'm like, she said, she mumbled, go away, please. I know you're being good characters and you're doing good character things, but
Ole!
I honestly thought you were gonna like.
It was over 90 degrees today in Maine.
yeah, Maine shouldn't be having that.
We are not adapted for that.
I am a cold weather creature, and I've been without my
Yes.
air conditioner for the last hour and a half.
As I said, we need to move somewhere really cold, like Antarctica.
We do live somewhere very cold for half the year. It's just not very cold
Exactly.
right now.
Oh, thank you, Sonic.
Exactly.
Goddamn global
For
warming.
half the year.
And I did double check. I do have proficiency in small crossbows, so he would have probably hunted with those.
There you go.
Like a little pistol crossbow.
I was waiting for somebody to try to enter Forrest's room, and she just like panic charm person on them.
Oh shit.
I was thinking.
I don't know. I forget. Is that a wisdom or a charisma?
That's a wisdom.
Yeah, Nova probably would have survived that, but
I was tempted to have Jack like teaser. You don't want some chicken, and then give her none.
Ow.
None.
like the cruel, cruel person that you are.
Yay!
Mwahaha.
Kitten was joining us. Awesome. Sorry, one of the other people that I have met.
Aw.
She's awesome.
Yay. People.
People.
People,
She's so
yay.
awesome and cool.
She's like so awesome.
Well, apparently you messaged them while they were in the shower, so.
I saw. Well, you
Shame.
got to get that message in sometime.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at the chat. Hi, chat.
Hello, chat.
Hi, chat.
Not even looking at you, but
Global
hi.
warming is a hoax by the scientists.
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick a friend of mine to raid, and we're going to call it for the evening.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Hope everybody enjoyed.
Yee.
All right, we're going to raid my friend Izzy Bear, who is a very good friend of mine. She's a trans rights activist, and she's apparently hosting some talking stuff right now.
Yay, words.
All right.
Words.
Words.
Then.
Here we go.
Here we go. Let's go.
All right. Well,
Come on, vámonos.